Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do just a quick fun get ready with me using some of my favorite products of the month. So this is my first time doing a video like this, so let's see how it goes. Hope you guys enjoy it, but if you do enjoy my channel and want to see more, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you're notified every time that I upload a video. Right now I'm trying to upload at least once a week, so thank you so much for joining me. But today we're going to start with the primer I've been going to. And this is the Touch and Soul No Poreblem primer. But I got this in BoxyCharm a few months ago and I really like it. It does a really nice job of just kind of smoothing out the skin and just kind of helping my foundation grip a little bit better. So I'm just going to apply that kind of in my T-zone and the places that I do have some issues with pores, which for me generally is just like right here and right here. And it feels so good. It's got definitely a silicone feel to it, but it's so light and it just feels great on your skin. So next I'm going to go in with the Dior Forever. This is the matte foundation. This is for sure one of my favorite foundations of all. I got this from Influencer a few months ago to try, and I would for sure buy it when I run out, but I love it. I am in the shade 2.5N, which is just their neutral, like medium, sort of like light to medium shade. I really like it because it does last forever on me, and it doesn't look cakey. It's really easy to just spritz some Fix Plus or some type of like refreshing setting spray on later on in the day, just to kind of like get rid of that, you know, sort of, I don't know, worn in look. But I really enjoy the finish of this. It's definitely kind of a demi matte. It's not super drying because I don't really like full on heavy matte foundations. But I would totally recommend it. I think it's a great product. And I'm just gonna kind of bounce it around. And I am using I think this is the Real Techniques sponge. I actually don't love the Beauty Blender. I know that a lot of people do, but I just don't think it's worth it. I don't see any difference, to be honest. And I really kind of like the consistency of this one better. It's a little softer and it's like $4 or $5. So, and you know what? I also don't really love the Morphe sponge. I know everyone loves it, but this is the Morphe one, and it's not wet, but even when it's wet, it's definitely a little smaller and it's much harder than this Real Techniques one. So anyway, this is my favorite sponge. So after that, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Shape Tape, and this is definitely my favorite concealer. But I don't know if you've watched my first video. This is what happens to my Shape Tape every time I travel on an airplane. For some reason, this container does not seem to hold up with like pressurized cabins. So it's kind of a pain. And to be honest, I stopped buying it. So I'm just kind of using what I have left. It is my favorite concealer, but it's just too much work, to be honest, to like have to clean it up every time it explodes in my makeup bag. So I'm just gonna blend that out and kind of like put it on my eyelids. I have a whole drawer of eyeshadow primers, and I mean, I use them if I am, you know, going out or something at night or for a photo shoot or something, but I don't use them from a day-to-day basis. I just kind of conceal my lids and cover like any discoloration with whatever's left over from my concealer. So now I'm just gonna set down the concealer a little bit. Shape Tape does not need to be set for me, honestly, but I usually just set around my nose a little bit. And this is a Makeup Revolution Bacon Blot and Banana. I really like this powder, you guys. I tried it because my friend Lisa J on YouTube, Lisa J Makeup, recommended it, and she loves it. So I tried it, and as you can see, I've already used quite a bit of it. But I really like it. So if you're looking for a lower cost alternative to a setting powder or even just any type of finishing powder, I would try the Makeup Revolution brand because it is really good. and I'm just gonna kind of dust it around. And this is the Real Techniques setting brush. I've had this for a million years and I love it. I love it because it's a perfect size to get under the eyes, or even with highlight. I have another one of these I use for highlight, but I don't know. I just like this brush and I like the shape of it. So one of my favorites. Okay, so next in, I'm gonna go with a little cream contour, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. And I originally purchased this in light, the light color, and I don't know, I just didn't think it was doing enough on me. So I returned it and got the medium dark, which I like better. So it's got this really cool little applicator. And what I do is I just kind of stamp a little bit on right here. And then I'll take a little bit up and down the nose. And then I just go in with this, with any type of like fluffy, smaller foundation brush. This is the It Cosmetics 4 Ultra brush. But look how easy it blends in. And you can actually use this over a little bit of powder. As you can see, I just kind of like lightly powdered my face. And it doesn't disrupt, you know, the way it looks or the way it feels on your face. So I think that's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna kind of blend out the contour on my nose. I just like to add a little something because, I don't know, I think my nose could definitely use some contouring. So that's just a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. I don't know, I think that's so pretty. It's so pretty and it's so easy. That's what I really like about it. So now I'm gonna go in with, this is one of the Wet n Wild brushes from, I think last year, no, 2 Decembers ago. They did a Christmas collection and it was all these really cool, really pretty sort of rose gold brushes. But these are great quality brushes for a really good price. So if you're looking for brushes and you don't want to spend a ton, then keep an eye out, especially when it comes to the holiday time. The Wet n Wild brushes are a really good deal. So I'm gonna go in with some MAC Give Me Sun. This is one of my favorite summertime bronzers. It just gives such a nice warm, nice warmth to the skin, and it really, to me, looks like you were just like sitting outside and got a nice like wash of color. So and I always take it down on my neck a little bit because I hate when my face is a different color than the rest of my body. So that's the bronzer. I really like this bronzer. I have so many bronzers, I feel like sometimes I forget to like go back to my old favorites, but this month I have been using quite a bit of that, which is why I wanted to feature it in my Get Ready to With Me with my favorites. So next we're gonna go in with blush, and this is the Alamar Cosmetics 3-pan blush palette. If you guys haven't tried Alamar Cosmetics, I would definitely check them out. They're based out of Miami, and Gabby is the owner. I believe it's Gabby TMUA or something like that is her social media handle, but she seems so sweet. I've gotten several Alamar Cosmetics products in my BoxyCharms, and I just love the formula. I love her eyeshadows the most. They're fantastic. This blush palette is so good. I usually like to just kind of dip into all 3 of them and just kind of give my face a little bit of color. But I don't know, I just think it's so pretty and the colors are so good. I love that you could do like just a light peach. That's one of my favorites, just for like a wash of color. And then these 2 together are they're just so pretty. There's kind of a cooler tone, you know, mauve color, and then just this regular sort of coral color. And it's coming off a little red on camera, but it's not. It's just a really pretty coral. So that is definitely my favorite blush palette for the month. So next, we're gonna go in with a little bit of this Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish, or Flawless Filter. And again, you know, ideally you don't want to put liquid on top of powder, but the formula of this is so universal and it's so like multifunctional. It doesn't, you know, disturb the powder or the foundation underneath. So I just put a little bit on the high points of my cheeks, on the bridge of my nose, and on my Cupid's bow. And if you guys haven't used this product, the Flawless Filter, oh my gosh, you're missing out. It is so neat. It looks beautiful even if you're just putting it on with no makeup at all. It gives your skin just kind of this airbrush finish, and I love it. I love it for highlighting. I love it just for adding a little bit of dewy glow to your skin. I just think it is gorgeous. So that is for sure one of my favorites. Next I'm gonna go in and set my, where is my highlighter? I'm gonna go ahead and set my, the highlighter with some powder. And this is the Essence Nude Baked Highlighter in number 10, Be My Highlight. And I like this color because it's super neutral. It's a little bit of a light champagne, but it doesn't really pull warm or cool. And I just like to kind of put this wherever the light would naturally hit your face. So kind of above your brow bone, just on kind of the high points of your cheeks, on the bridge of your nose, and Cupid's bow. So again, and this is another one of those Wet n Wild brushes. I just think they're so good for the price. I mean, I would pay twice what I did for them easily and not complain, but this is a good multifunctional brush. You can use it to highlight, you could use it to chisel your cheeks with contour, you could just use it as an eye brush. I mean, it has so many potential uses, but I really do like this particular shape a lot. Okay, so now for the fun. We're gonna go into the eyes, and I figured I'm just gonna do like a really quick eye look today because I'm going to work and I don't need my eyes to look crazy. But I'm gonna start with the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. This is definitely one of my all-time faves. You can tell I have gotten a lot of use out of this. I've already had pan in 2 of my favorite colors. So I'm going to start with Tempera, which is kind of the brow bone highlight color. And I'm going to start up here and just kind of wash it all over my lids just to make sure that if there is any concealer that, you know, wasn't set down, that it sets that down. Then I'm going into this light purple shade right here called Buon Fresco. And I'm just going to dust that in my crease a little bit. It's pretty light, but I really like having a couple of cooler tone options because I feel like we've been in the season of warm tone palettes for like forever. And while I love warm tones and I think that they complement, you know, blue eyes especially very well, I do like having some cooler toned options. And that's one of the things I really like about this ABH palette is that there are some cooler tones in it. So now that I've got some of that in my crease, I'm just going to run it underneath my lower lash line as well. Okay, so next we're going to dip into Love Letter, which is this deeper magenta shade. And I know it looks kind of intimidating in the pan if you don't normally play with color, but I mean, it blends out so neat. I'm just going to tap off a little bit. And again, I'm just going to kind of start from the outside of my my lid and just work my way in just enough to leave a little wash and just deepen the outer V. See how pretty that is? I mean, you could just leave that and throw on some mascara and you're done. But we're gonna do a little bit more with another palette, but I always suggest to start with a much lighter hand and just kind of continue to build up and blend because it's easier to add than to take away, obviously. So again, I'm just gonna run whatever's left on the brush underneath my lash line. I feel like the lower lash line is something that's so easy to like be intimidated by or just kind of ignore, like not do, but I just think that adding some color to your lower lash line is just such a nice way to finish tying up a look. So, okay, so that's where we're at so far. Again, I think you could totally just throw on some mascara and, you know, be done. And, you know, it just looks really pretty. But I'm actually going to dip into this NYX Ultimate Edit palette. This is such a fun, colorful palette. And NYX is super affordable and also great quality. This was a gift for my birthday from my niece, Tanaya, and she knows how much I love to play with fun colors, and so does she. So I love this palette. Excuse me. I love this palette. And I'm actually gonna use the, let's see, this is the Wayne Goss 16. This is one of my favorite eye brushes. It's a kind of a fluffy brush, and it's great for hooded eyes, but really just any type of crease work or under the lash line work. I just love this brush. It's so soft. Wayne Goss brushes are a splurge, but they are so worth it. So I am going to dip into this purple color and just kind of deepen up the outer V, and then I'm going to bring it in because I'm going to add a lighter color kind of as a spotlight in the middle of my lid. So I just wanted to pull a little more purple in because that last shade that I used from the ABH palette was kind of a pink undertone. So I just wanted to pull in a little more purple and then just blend it out. And again, just run it under the lash line a little bit. And then this is gonna be the star of the show. So this is the KVD Alchemist palette. And I purchased this probably about a year ago. And I don't know, I kind of forgot about it. But then I started playing with it earlier this month and fell back in love with it. So I had to include it in my favorites. There are 4 really pretty colors, and each of these colors, although they look similar on camera, they all have kind of a different hue or a different kind of holographic undertone. So there's an emerald color, there's an amethyst, there's a sapphire, and an opal. And these all are absolutely gorgeous toppers. You could use them as highlight, but they look so good if you pair them with a complementary color on the eye. So I'm actually gonna dip into this amethyst color with my finger. And I don't know if you can tell, but that is such a pretty, like, holographic light lavender. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tap that on my eye. I mean, look how stinking pretty that is. I just think that's gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back into this purple from the NYX Ultimate Edit palette, and just make sure that I kind of keep the darker purple on the inner corner and outer corner to just tie it all together. I know purple is like such a random color to decide to play with, especially for just a normal work day, but my niece came over the other day and she was wearing purple, and it was so pretty that she totally inspired me to play with it again. So see how pretty that is? I just think that is like the coolest combination. I love it. So last, I'm going to hit the inner corner of my eye with that same amethyst. I know this probably looks like a lot right now, but I swear once I put mascara on and everything, it's gonna look normal. So okay, so that's where we're at now with the color, and I am going to throw some mascara on and then some lips, and we'll be done. So this is the Marc Jacobs Noir Black mascara, and it is my favorite mascara. It has been for months. I have so many different mascaras, and some that are much higher price points than the Marc Jacobs as well, but this is definitely my ride or die that I keep coming back to. I think it's the best. As I mentioned in my last video, I was using the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, And while I do like that mascara, it's just a little messy. It's a little hard to work with, to be honest. And I feel like it gets clumpy sort of quick. And my lashes are really long, but not super thick. So I don't know, it's been looking kind of crazy on my lashes, to be honest. So usually how I apply mascara is I start from the base of my lashes and I just kind of like wiggle up so that, you know, as you can see, it gives you a little more volume. And yes, I know I definitely hit the corner of my eye, so I'm gonna have to get that off. But I don't really use a lash primer all the time. I mean, if I'm going out, or again, if I'm like really putting in a lot of effort, then I will. But I think this mascara is just so pretty on its own. So pretty, right? So I'm just gonna throw some on my lower lash line. I am kind of on a hunt for a lower lash mascara. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. I used to use the MAC Giga Black Extended Play, which is a waterproof mascara. And I think I'm gonna go back to that because I just feel like maybe it's because I do kind of mess with my eyes a lot out of habit, just because I wear contacts. So sometimes whatever's on my lower lash line will be kind of like smudgy and flaky by the end of the day. So I probably should just go back to a waterproof formula, but let me go ahead and clean up where I hit my inner eye. I use these Q-tips, the Beauty Precision Tips. These are so good. So if you're looking for just like, I don't know, just an easy way to clean up your makeup, then try those Q-tips because they're really good. There. All good. So now I'm going to throw a little liner in my bottom lash line, going in with the ColourPop, it's called Swerve, the cream gel eyeliner. Just because I like putting something in my waterline, even if it's just a nude color. I just think it adds a little bit of, I don't know, it just looks more like wrapped up. I like to tightline as well, so that is the finished eye look. I think it's really pretty, you guys. I don't know. I love just the like wash of lavender, and as you can see now, it doesn't look too much underneath my eyes. I know that it can look a little frightening, but I don't think it looks like too much at all. And so last, I'm going to throw on some lipstick, and this is the, let's see, it's Chance, and this is ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip. This is one of my favorite formulas. I cannot stand their Ultra Matte Lip. That's just too drying and too like crackly for me. I just don't like it. But the Ultra Satin formula is really comfortable. It's really easy to wear, and it also does stay on for a long time. And I love that you don't really have to use a lip liner or anything with it. And I love this color. I think it's gonna go really nice with the purple, so. I think that's so pretty. So that is the finished look, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you'll give some of these products a shot if you haven't tried them already. But thank you for joining me, and if you would subscribe and join the fam, I would be so grateful. So hope you guys have an awesome Friday and a great weekend. Talk to you later.